What's going on, guys? Nerdlocker.com here once again for your weekly comic book reviews, and I'm starting off with Age of Ultron number 3. And holy crap, just this whole issue, the ending especially, just mind blown. Not to count like the deaths that occur in this issue or just everything that's going on in this, but the last page had me standing up at the table yelling at the book because I cannot believe what I just read. I still have no idea where this takes place in the timeline of everything, how it's gonna, affect the rest of the Marvel universe, because there's deaths in here. They talk about heroes that have died. You see a hero in this issue die, and I don't even know what to say, but this last page has me completely on board. I cannot wait for the next issue. I have to see how this ends. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
So this weekend I took the liberty to catch up on my Aquaman and Justice League, the Throne of Atlantis, and it was an exciting adventure, definitely. The ending was fantastic, and it really pushed you into the next arc, which we are on now in an Aquaman 18, and this issue is very exciting. Of course, I kind of relate to the passing of the crown going on right now because in my own personal life I'm watching Game of Thrones, so I can really relate a lot of the two things in a lot of ways. But also I like the dynamic between Vulko and Aquaman. I think that loyalty that Vulko has for Aquaman to the point where he would just pretty much just kill himself. He doesn't kill himself. I'm not giving away any spoilers, but I mean he basically just wrote himself into this betrayer of Atlantis, and it was all to get Aquaman back on the throne, and I really like that dynamic, and you see a lot of that in this book. So I'm going to give this one 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls, and you should check it out, Aquaman 18.
All right, so I sat down and read Batman Incorporated number 9. This is the funeral of Damian Wayne, and this is a different Bruce. This is a whole different family. Some crazy repercussions happen because of the death of Robin and Leviathan just taking over Gotham. The GCPD reacts in a certain way. They also show sort of the fallout of after he is killed, what happens right after that with Batman and Nightwing, and you see a really, really awkward conversation between Bruce and Alfred. This has changed the entire Bat family. I mean, we had death of the family, and now you have this on top of everything he's gone through this year. I don't know what's in store for this Bat title and how they're going to finish this and how Bruce is just going to continue on. I can't wait to see what comes next. I'm giving this 5 out of 5.
So Guardians of the Galaxy finally came out this week, number 1, and it was a very exciting issue. It reads a lot like a movie, and I feel that they're kind of meshing the comic book and movie world together in a really good way, and it gets me really, really excited for the movie to come. I mean, if this number 1 and the one that before point 1 was any indication as to how good the movie is going to be, I have really high hopes. It looks really exciting, and the main character, Star-Lord, it really reminds me of the character that I can see Chris Pratt playing in the movie. So this does a good job of getting us excited. So for that, I will give it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
I got to read All-Star Western number 18, and this continues to be just an awesome, fun book. I'm really glad that it has stayed consistent. I love Vandal Savage in this book. He's always been one of my favorite DC characters because he can literally show up at any point in time and still be a relevant character. And I love what they did with him to tie him into Gotham City and everything going on with Jonah Hex and Amadeus Arkham and the Wayne family. They also have a super awesome backup story for Stormwatch, which I love this new history of Stormwatch in the DCU and showing its origins through in other books and its different stages. So I'm giving this 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. Pick it up.
5 Weapons Book 2 came out this week, and if you saw my review last month, I was slightly excited about the title, but Book 2 really gets you ramped up for what's to come in this series. Book 2 follows the bully known as Rick the Stick, and if you don't know, Shane Line is this a son of this badass assassin that's going to this school, but apparently the person that's playing the part of Shane Line is not him, it's actually the servant's son, and he is playing the part of Shane Line in order to protect that family. But he actually has to fight all of the 5 groups in the school, and they each master a different weapon. And he has to choose a weapon, but he refuses to. So in this issue, he fights each and every president of every club with sheer intellect alone, and he does it fantastically. So I'm going to give this number 2 of 5 weapons 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
All right, I got to read Young Avengers number 3, and it's awesome because this book has been a lot of fun. We catch up with Loki facing off against his father with Wiccan, and we kind of get the team finally together for once, and there's some action in this. It's not bad. There was just a lot of talking. They were kind of explaining a lot of stuff, but the way this issue ends shows me that now we're in full swing of the story. We have the protagonists and the antagonists and exactly what's going to happen. I'm excited to see what's next. I'm giving this 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. All right, I got to read Superior Spider-Man number 6 AU, the Age of Ultron tie-in. And this takes place right before Age of Ultron 3, which came out this week. And it's Doc Ock, as you know, Spidey, kind of assessing the situation of what's happened in that world and what's going on and how he believes that he can outsmart Ultron because he's got that ego and he is a brilliant scientist. And it's actually him taking on Ultron at one point. Some things happen in this that kind of just show the character that he's been and why he makes the decisions he makes. You'll see when you read it. It's a good read. I'm still very, like I said, with the Age of Ultron review, I'm still very confused on where this takes place and how the next issue is just going to continue on. I don't know, but I can't wait to see how all this Age of Ultron stuff ends. I'm giving this 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
So Legend of Luthor Strode number 4 came out this week, and you have to know that I love this title by now. It's just full of blood and guts and broken limbs and everything, and it's just a very exciting ride. I won't say too much about this issue because it will just be a giant spoiler, but it's exciting as every Luthor Strode issue is. And with each issue that comes by, I feel like it's going to end because that's how much action happens in each issue. But I have to remind myself that there's still 2 more issues to this arc, and I hope that there's more coming after that. With Justin Jordan jumping on more DC titles, I'm kind of scared, but I'm keeping the faith. So you should check out this book. I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls, as always.
B.P.R.D. Vampire number 1 came out this week, and it was awesome. I love Mike Mignola. If there's one person to write a vampire book, I definitely want it to be him. This takes place in 1948, which means we're still using the original crew from the origin of the Hellboy storyline. And this ties into his previous, I think it's like 1940 B.P.R.D. books. We have astounding artwork by Gabriel Ba and Fabio Moon. Those guys are awesome. I love when they work together. And this is just another awesome chapter in the really cool history of B.P.R.D. I suggest you pick this up. It's the first issue, so just jump right into it. I'm giving it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. I got to read Savage Skullkickers number 1. And this is a fun book. I really like if you're looking for kind of a break from the seriousness of comics, something fun that kind of picks at how comic books work and sort of the storylines, pick this up. It's a lot of fun. They play with a lot of the elements that you read in regular comic books and deal with it in a fun way. And honestly, I had a blast reading this. I suggest it to anybody. And honestly, number 1, just pick it up, get on board with this. It's 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls for me.